Welcome back to Liquid Lunch. I'm Michael Fumafredo here with John Tobacco. And like I was mentioning earlier on the Facebook break, if you're not watching us on Facebook, you should be tuning in. Got a lot of behind-the-scenes action going on in the breaks. We show some of the videos from this week's shows. And just kind of, have some fun with the viewers. A lot of them watch every day. We keep track of that. We know who to talk to, say hi to us. But the NFL postseason's coming up. First games kick off this weekend, and as a sports host, I do a show called Coast to Coast Sports on YouTube and Spotify. I like to talk about sports, and I want to talk about some of these wild card games.
Picks
so
are terrible, but
my picks are terrible.
Terrible. I mean,
Hey, I don't know about that
the
one.
money station, they want to hear ways to make money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the way to make money is listen to Mike's picks and then bet the complete opposite, and you're in good shape.
Really?
Well, that's what I think.
Well, I was reading something on Twitter the other day that in the wild card weekend, which is this weekend, the past 3 years, the underdogs are actually 11-1 against the spread in these games. So if that's something you look to follow, I mean, there's 2 more games this year, so we could see a little bit of a trend to switch. But
There's never been a wild card round like this.
Yeah,
year.
this is a new,
you know what I mean? So
new
it's
system.
a new format. So, as a statistician type guy, a guy who likes numbers, you can't look at past performance for future results when there's more wild card teams this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be like they call that an outlier. Like, oh, they were 11-1 against the spread. This is the year where maybe both of them lose, and then it's like, they're 11-3.
Well, I mean, you never know. But
agreed. So give me your picks, and then we'll know exactly who not to bet.
Well, we got 3 games on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Colts are taking on the Bills at home. The AFC East champions are favored 6.5.
That's going to be the Bills.
I think it would be the Bills. I don't know with the Josh Allen experience, though. That's something to look out for. He wasn't in the playoffs last year. Lost to the Texans, but Colts defense is pretty strong this year. At 6.5 points, I think the Bills kind of got that one. Rams Seahawks. I'm going to talk about this game at the end because this is one of the ones that I think could be an upset.
Rams Seahawks in.
This is in Seattle.
In Seattle. What's the spread?
Seattle by 3.
Seattle by 3. I take the Rams on the money line on that one. The Seattle, they look strong, but they struggled to even get in the playoffs towards the end there.
Yeah. Well, they locked it up early against the Rams, actually, in Seattle, the last time they played. I think it all comes down to the injury reports this week. Jared Goff's apparently still recovering from a thumb injury, but he's looked good in practice, I've heard. Cam Akers, their star running back's coming back, and that could mean some trouble for the team that did beat the Seahawks earlier on in the year.
That's my point. So, I got the Rams on the money line.
And yeah, I picked the Rams as well on the show on Wednesday. I've been saying from week 1 they're my sleeper team for this season. I think they can pull off a big upset here this week. Buccaneers, Washington with Tom Brady in his first playoff game with Tampa Bay. They're taking on the football team, and John, I know you think this should have been your Giants.
Well, it should have been, but this probably would have been the same result whether it was the Giants or the Redskins. The Redskins basically lost to the Eagles last week. If Doug Peterson didn't, engage in a felony crime and allow the game to be lost on purpose, it would be the Giants.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady, he's on a mission this year. They got some great guys around him like Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is hurt.
Evans is out.
Yeah, went down in the last game of the season.
Leonard Fournette.
Fournette's there, but it's more Ronald Jones, the USC guy, taking over that backfield. They do got guys like Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown's really become a big part of this offense, and Scotty Miller's a pretty good slot receiver as well, along with Gronk at the tight end position.
Well, look, I will say this. I believe that Tom Brady has been on a mission this year to show, while he has great respect for Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization, he wanted to show that he wasn't a great quarterback because he was in a great system. He wanted to show that he can make a difference with a team as a player, just him. And I think he's done exactly that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, the Buccaneers have returned to respectability damn quick. And I think he's out there looking for a Super Bowl. Lo and behold, the Patriots, first year without Tom Brady, they don't even make the playoffs.
They stunk.
Exactly. So, was Belichick the mad, evil genius, or was Tom Brady that catalyst that had that team play? And, maybe his leadership was something that the team was always behind. We got a great coach, but what a leader we have. And I say Tampa spanks Washington.
You think they win by over 8 points?
Spank Daddy. Spank Daddy.
I kind of have to agree, even though they are we've been picking a lot of favorites right now. We picked 2 out of the 3, but Tom Brady and the Bucs have scored 30 in their last 3 games, 40 in their last 2. So their offense is hot right now. They got a pretty weak matchup. I think this will be
after the
easy
game
for them.
On Sunday, the reporter comes over. Tom, how do you feel about getting your first playoff win in a Patriots jersey? Tell me about the season. And he says,
That was easy.
All
right, but you know what's not going to be easy is this Ravens-Titans game, because last year in the playoffs, the Titans did beat the Ravens.
Tight. This is a tight game.
Baltimore is -3.
-3. I take the Titans. I take the money line again. I like when I pick an underdog. You see, my father was like kind of into sports handicapping and stuff, and he used to say, "Well, if you're gonna bet the underdog, then you have to believe they have a chance to win the game outright,
especially at a 3-point spread,
them and hope that they're gonna lose by not enough." You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you take the points and say, well, they could win, but I think they could win, they're not going to lose by 14. You know what I'm saying? So you take the points with the thought, well, they could win this damn game. And if I think someone can win, I usually get better odds by betting the money line where you get no points, but you get money. So, you know, and you know how that worked out for me last week. I lost all my bets. But, you know.
I'm gonna have to think Ravens win this one, but 3 points is going to be tough. I could see the Titans spread hitting in this game, but I think Ravens can win it. This one should be a little easier. Bears-Saints, New Orleans -10.
Where's the game in New Orleans?
Game's in New Orleans.
Unbeatable in the Superdome. Down there, I was down there for Saints-Jets last year on Christmas time, and you know they're just a juggernaut when they're at home. You know, there's no fans, so maybe not, but I'm saying Saints.
Yeah, Bears defense could hold them a little bit. This spread is a lot, and I'd be cautious betting it, but I would say the Saints as well. They've been on a roll recently.
All right,
we got one more game, but Browns-Steelers.
Okay, Browns-Steelers in Washington.
In Pittsburgh. They're
the
favored
line?
by 6. Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, isn't coaching, and they haven't had a practice yet, this Browns team.
All right. I got to go with the Steelers. Big Ben's still on the Steelers want to get back in there. All right, we got to
keep in mind the Steelers did
break.
lose the last game against the Browns last week.
Quick break,
but
flip it over, get to hour 2 right after this. We're back in 1 minute. You're watching Liquid Lunch.
lunch on Biz TV.
Hold on. Let me just tell you something. Breeze through I use that in hour 2. You see, people like rhymes. You know, like when I say Freaky
Breeze through
Friday.
hour 2.
Breezing through hour 2.
I like it.
That's the cadence. You got to look for little rhymes, a little rhyme or reason.
I like
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So you can't say we breezed through that first hour. There's no rhyme in there.
All right.
I usually say, all right, we're breezing right through hour 2. You know what I mean? Breeze through hour 2. They're like,
I'm gonna have to go back and check the tapes. So I don't know. I feel like you've said it in the first hour
I say,
before.
all right, we zip right through the first hour. We're going to bring some guests on here, and we'll breeze right through hour 2, like we always do. You see? Like,
Wow, that's a triple.
Onomatopoeia.
Oh,
they
baby,
call
a
it,
triple.
yeah. So
Now, some guy that doesn't really hit that many triples, but he is a very good NBA player, is LeBron James. Guy on the LA Lakers. When I got, Yeah, when I
a
went out.
bum.
He is a. When it comes to politics, he's definitely a bum. And
No, when it comes to life, he's a bum.
hey, I'm still a fan of him, but as a basketball player,
Why
great
would
player.
you be a fan of someone who talks about white privilege and he's a multi-gajillionaire? How could you be a fan of someone that says Donald Trump is a racist, and at the same time he gets paid over $100 million from selling Nike sneakers, and Nike has this deal with the Chinese government over in China where they take these Uyghurs, these religious separatists who they hate, they throw them in these work camps, and they make the Uyghurs work like slaves to make Nikes for like 10 cents an hour, and then LeBron and Nike sell them for $200 a pair. I understand. You're going back to Cali, so you got to act like you like LeBron, but he's not a good person overall, if you ask me.
Yeah, and obviously we've known his hatred for Trump ever since 2016.